Hi, this is Sean Nichols with v3.co.uk. Here with Billy Cox. We're outside Portland, Oregon, and speaking about Intel and some of its cloud vision. So, can you explain to me what this facility is and what you're doing here?
I'd love to, Sean. So this is it's great to have a facility here in Oregon where we can set up clouds and actually operate them and experience what it's like to actually use them. And what that means is we bring in our ecosystem partners like VMware and Dell and others, and we say, let's go stand these clouds up and learn how to operate them, and then document them, create white papers to show people what it means to actually run them. And one of the key things that we've learned here is it's not so much how you set it up, because the vendors are pretty good at telling you about how to go do that. What we're learning is how you actually use it is the interesting part. And so some simple examples are, if you have an infrastructure as a service, how do you import a VM? How do you start it up? How do you know it's still running? And we do these things. If you're very familiar with clouds, you'll look at that use case and go, that's pretty straightforward. But what we're finding is that's actually where you highlight the value of these particular private clouds and be able to put it in context for people how they actually get to use them. So in the labs here in Oregon, we actually set these up and run them. It's pretty exciting.
And this was interesting. This is something that was touched on today. Is a lot of companies aren't as far along as a lot of people would think with this. They are still kind of setting up in kind of these more basic things. Is that something that you're hearing?
Yeah, well, what I hear from customers is that they're still learning how to set up the cloud. And some customers, the more advanced ones, actually have a cloud in place. They have had for a few years. But when you start talking about how to dynamically grow an application, to have a developer be empowered to go use new IT, you now change the dynamics of how the IT operates. Suddenly, build-back becomes, do I want to do build-back? Well, most departments are not set for a variable IT budget, so that becomes a challenge. What does it mean that the developer can choose what his environment is? He's never had that choice before, but now we have. So it changes the dynamics of how IT operates, and that's been a pretty powerful change for the IT industry.
Now, and this is something that's actually kind of led to Intel really coming out with this new platform, this new idea of the cloud, and that's kind of why we're out here, is to kind of explain what Intel sees now. Where do we go from here?
So it's been interesting as Intel working with the very, very large cloud providers. And when you get behind the secret doors, we don't get to share what they do, and they don't share, frankly, a whole lot about what they do. But, we learn about what it means to be power efficient, what it means to be space efficient. What does it mean to be the warehouse as the computer, as Google has said? What does it mean to actually go do those things? And for example, we've developed optimized motherboards for thermal environments. And what that means is you can slow the fans down, or you can raise the data center temperature, maybe even to the point where you can turn off the chillers. So it's allowed us to go do optimization work, not just in the software, but also in the hardware and the data center. And this is, these are the kinds of, I wouldn't call them revolutionary necessarily, but these are big changes in how we operate IT. So Intel is getting involved not just at the silicon level, but also at the motherboard, the system, the software level. I do a lot of work on the software, working with the software providers to how to actually use these platforms to be power efficient, to implement security, to do some of the more modern network fabrics. So we get involved in a lot of different aspects as Intel.
All right, great. Well, Billy, thanks a lot for taking the time to talk to me.
My pleasure. Good to talk with you.